Hey, it's me, Vicki Marie. Good morning, good afternoon, or good evening, wherever you are in this crazy world we're living in. So, in today's video, first of all, I'm going to say my thank yous first of all, because sometimes I forget. I'm going to put my little banner on. I want to say thank you to everybody for watching my videos. Thank you to everybody for subscribing. It's free. Leave your DNA on the like button, it's completely free. And don't forget to press notifications so that you always know when there's a video coming out. Also, once the dog's ripping apart a yogurt carton, that's what you can hear in the background. A special thank you, of course, to my members. And tonight is Members Live. It's Monday if you're watching this video live. And tonight is the special Members Live. I've got a surprise for you. So for the Carry On Chatting members, a little surprise I've got for you tonight. So why not become a member or upgrade if you're a Let's Chat member. And tonight, every single Monday night is Carry On Chatting Members Live. Also, if you're a member, you can join the lower tier, which is the Let's Chat, which is only $1.99 a month. And we do a live there every second week. Okay, so this Thursday there will be a Let's Chat live. Okay, what else I've got to say? Oh, yes, special thank you to anybody who buys me a Ko-fi, anybody who's sent me a super sticker, anybody who's PayPal me, emailed me, sent me a positive message. Thank you so much if you've contributed to my channel in any positive way. Thank you. Now, the next thing I want to talk to you about is another case that we've been following. You know, we stick with our cases till we get some resolution, which is that of Samantha Murphy. And gosh, this case, it just feels like, you know, this is another one where you feel like sometimes it feels like just not getting anywhere. The police aren't getting anywhere. Having said that, this is Samantha. Let me put a bigger picture up of her. Having said that, they have arrested somebody for murder. So I suppose you could say that they are getting somewhere. So this was Samantha who went off to go for a jog because she was training for a marathon back in February in Ballarat in Australia. A run that she would have done on a regular basis that a lot of women do around a sort of a nature trail type place, and never came back. And the photo up in the corner here, this was her on that very morning. This is the last photo that we have of Samantha. She's clearing up a dog's mess, and then off she went, you know, just like so many people do for a Sunday morning jog, Sunday morning walk, you know, whichever way you want to look at it, and came to foul play as far as the victim. So the police are saying that what happened was somewhere on that jog, she bumped into this man, young man, only 22 years old, Patrick Stevenson, all Australian boy. His father used to be an Australian football player. They're well known in the area. He's an electrician. You know, a guy who, you know, liked to drink. We've seen videos of him where he obviously liked to drink, and he liked a bit of Charlie, a bit of the old cocaine. But, you know, had no previous convictions, although he had smashed his motorbike into a tree when he was drunk, apparently, it turns out. But no charges were ever made. Anyway, I think that's going to come out in the whole trial of everything, you know, the details of that. So after the police first announcing, you know, there was no foul play, then suddenly there was foul play, and then suddenly they arrested Patrick Stevenson. Now, they have not found Samantha's body, despite making several targeted searches. They say they've got a massive amount of data from, you know, from this This inquiry has produced a massive amount of data that is taking a long time for both the prosecution and the defence to plough their way through. And Patrick appeared in court, didn't he, not long ago? Well, it was actually 3 months ago, I think. And he's due to appear again. So his next court appearance is this week. So I'm hoping I'm going to be able to watch it. I think it's on the 14th, which is Thursday. I don't know how that works out. Thursday, Australian Thursday. I don't know if that'll be Wednesday in Spain. You'll have to work all that out. He'll be appearing. Because in the last court appearance that Patrick made, it was something and nothing. It was literally a 5-minute appearance. He looked like butter wouldn't melt in his mouth. God, this boy, he looks like, your wholesome sort of young lad. He was just like, oh God, oh yes, so polite, so nice. And I know people will be looking at him and thinking, can he be a murderer? Of course he can be a murderer. Murderers take all shapes and sizes, don't they? And of course, there's always speculation. Was somebody else involved? Wasn't somebody else involved? Is he covering up for someone? Did he, all those usual things that sort of emerge because this case is dragging on. When things drag on, I know that the wheels of justice go slowly, and sometimes it's so that it's done properly. They don't go as quick as we want them to go. We want him to be, if he's guilty, obviously, we want him to be tried, found guilty, and put in prison. But of course, the wheels of justice will turn as they turn. We can't. They'll just go as quickly or as slowly as they have to. But obviously what's causing people a lot of consternation is the fact that and no one probably more than her family, because Samantha had three children, one of which really quite young, and those children are all motherless, and she had a husband as well. How must it be for them, this agonizing waiting? We talk about with the Delphi case the same. Gosh, these families, it's like they've got this eternal torment, haven't they? Because not only their loved one has been taken away from them in horrible circumstances, and now with this particular case, they haven't even had a body to bury it with respect or say goodbye to. She's still out there somewhere. How awful, how so very awful. And then in the Delphi case, they've had the bodies of their little girls. But of course, that doesn't, at least they've been able to give them a burial, but they're in torment now, waiting for the verdict and having to listen to people saying, not only that he's not guilty, but also some people saying that Libby's sister Kelsey is guilty of these murders, and people just saying ridiculous things. So this is just awful, isn't it? So what will we find out this week from Patrick? So it's been an hour this time as set aside for this court hearing. So the judge said an hour. So in an hour, surely we'll find out something. We found out nothing really last time that he appeared in court, but surely in an hour we will find out something. The only thing we really found out last time was this massive amount of, let me just see if I can find out how exactly they described it. Now, of course, Patrick is innocent till proven guilty, but you just think, why the police have arrested him for a reason. We don't know yet. We don't know what the evidence is that the police have got that makes them convinced it was Patrick who did it. We just don't know. They haven't said anything about that yet. Just want to see exactly what was said. Yeah, they heard that it was, so it was August the 7th, the last time that Patrick appeared in court. So briefly, I mean, it was literally 5 minutes. And the court heard, the only thing we learned really was that the murder case against him is unprecedented in terms of size. Unprecedented in terms of size. An unprecedented, let's watch this video actually. Unprecedented amount of evidence, which is good. The more evidence, the better. Of course, a lot of the problems with the Delphi cases, people are saying there's not enough evidence. But I just think, how much more evidence do you need than a bullet left at the scene? Him admitting he was there, him confessing to it 60 odd times, the bridge guy obviously being him. I mean, what more evidence do you need? Anyway, let's have a look what they've got to say here.
Police for the case against Samantha Murphy's alleged killer has been described as unprecedented. Patrick Orrin Stevenson faced a packed courtroom in Ballarat today where the prosecution asked for extra time to build its case. Laura Turner was there.
The legal team defending one of Victoria's most high-profile alleged killers, Patrick Orrin Stevenson.
And on what basis will you fight this charge?
186 days since Samantha Murphy vanished after going on a run through Ballarat bushland, those prosecuting Stevenson telling the magistrate they needed an extra 3 months to build their case, saying the size of the brief of evidence is unprecedented.
So it's the prosecution asked for it, but I think the defence wanted it as well, the delay. So, of course, these scenes is when they found Samantha's phone, didn't they? They found Samantha's phone near a dam.
We appreciate that's a significant amount of time, but the brief is extensive and involves an extensive amount of CCTV. The magistrate replying, 3 months is quite a long time for your client and the community. Defence lawyer Moya O'Brien telling the court her office hasn't received any of the CCTV yet, agreeing another 12 weeks is needed.
Has your client expressed any concern about his time on remand at the moment?
No comment.
It was standing room only in the court today, but Patrick Stevenson did not have any family support in there. He appeared via video link.
No, his mother was on the video link. She was one of the people viewing, because you can view on a video link, and she was one of the people viewing, but she wasn't actually in the courtroom. But it was literally 5-10 minute hearing. So I wonder if she'll be there for the next one. I also wonder, will Patrick be in the courtroom or will he be appearing on video link again? I can't find a video link for him so far. Maybe he's not going to appear in video link this time. Who knows?
And stared straight ahead for the entire hearing, speaking only briefly when the magistrate asked him if he could hear proceedings. Stevenson is also facing drug, drink and careless driving offences in a separate prosecution. The media unsuccessfully arguing.
Yeah, so he's got these separate charges that were from a year before or quite a long time before, and he was never held to account for them. So he's been a little shit, basically, going around and doing stuff, and he's not been held to account. To me, Patrick, and he looks nothing like that, by the way. This picture, I think I did show an actual picture of Patrick to my members. You're not supposed to show the pictures, actually from the links. But he looks nothing like that. He looks like butter won't melt. He has beefed out. He's beefed out a lot, on the photos that we've seen of Patrick. He looks, although he's muscly, you can see he's what I would call wiry. He's muscly, but not really big sort of thing. He is now. I mean, he must have been, he's been eating a few prison cupcakes or going to the gym or whatever, but he looks absolutely nothing like that. That makes him look like quite sinister. He doesn't. He looks like Bambi in the headlights. He looks like butter wouldn't melt in his mouth. He looks nothing like that, where they're trying to make him look like he is a murderer or whatever. He doesn't look like a murderer. whatever a murderer looks like. So I just want to say, because it's a real thing that I have, that people do not look like what they are always. We focus so much on looks in society, don't we? The way people look. He does not look sinister. He looks just like your average 22-year-old young, handsome lad, like your all Australian boy. That's what he looks like. He doesn't look like a murderer, whatever a murderer looks like, or a rapist or whatever. That people don't look like what they are. You don't know what's going on in people's minds, So yeah, he looks absolutely nothing like that.
To have the detail of those alleged offences released today. The community will now have to wait until November 14 to hear more of the case against Stevenson, who allegedly took the life of a Ballarat mother. The whereabouts of her body still unknown. Laura Turner, 9 News.
Poor Samantha and poor Samantha's family. And when that was August, and it seemed like forever away. Well, it's nearly here. It's nearly here, because we're on the 11th of November, 14th of November. It'll be interesting to see. I'm going to just play that video one more time. It'd be interesting to see, is he going to appear in court, or is he going to appear by video link again? This is an hour, as I say, an hour long. The judge has set aside an hour for this hearing, so hopefully we might get to hear a little bit more, because it's been like tumbleweed, this case. People quite often send me messages, oh, can't you try and find out something about Samantha? Or you just can't. There's nothing. It's like tumbleweed going, trying to find out something new. Since that last thing in August, that was the thing in August with the... Nothing, nada. There was a couple of searches, weren't there? A couple of targeted searches that we covered, but that seems to have gone quiet again. So, I have faith that they will find Samantha's body sooner or later, or maybe he'll crack in the end and say where she is. But until they've got the body, of course, it makes the murder case more difficult. But they seem to have a lot of evidence against Patrick.
Now to the rest of the day's news, and the brief of evidence from homicide police for the case against Samantha Murphy's alleged killer has been described as unprecedented. Patrick Oren Stevenson faced a packed courtroom in Ballarat today, where the prosecution asked for extra time to build its case. Laura Turner was there.
The legal team defending one of Victoria's most high-profile alleged killers, Patrick Oren Stevenson.
And on what basis will you fight this charge?
186 days since Samantha Murphy vanished after going on a run through Ballarat bushland, those prosecuting Stevenson telling the magistrate they needed an extra 3 months to build their case, saying the size of the brief of evidence is unprecedented. We appreciate that's a significant amount of time, but the brief is extensive and involves an extensive amount of CCTV. The magistrate replying, 3 months is quite a long time for your client and the community. Defence lawyer Moya O'Brien telling the court her office hasn't received any of the CCTV yet, agreeing another 12 weeks is needed.
Has your client expressed any concern about his time on remand at the moment?
No comment.
It was standing room only in the court today, but Patrick Stevenson did not have any family support in there. He appeared via video link and stared straight ahead for the entire hearing, speaking only briefly when the magistrate asked him if he could hear proceedings. Stevenson is also facing drug, drink and careless driving offences in a separate prosecution. The media unsuccessfully arguing to have the detail of those alleged offences released today. The community will now have to wait until November 14 to hear more of the case against Stevenson, who allegedly took the life of a Ballarat mother. The whereabouts of her body still unknown. Laura Turner, 9 News.
Okay, so there you go. That's where we are.
Good morning, everybody. This is Christine, facility.
That's where we are with that. So we will be finding something out this week, unless it gets postponed or anything. We will be finding something out. We must find something out this week when Patrick appears in court. So that's what I just wanted to tell you about